For watching this video. This is just going to be a short presentation on what all is included with your purchase. Uh, for time purposes, I have downloaded and installed some of the software already onto the computer. However, when you do purchase, you will get a link to be able to download a zipped file called the Embroidery Software Bundle 250. You will need to unzip that file so that you have an unzipped file folder on your computer. Once you have that, you just double click it. And you'll notice that there's two subfolders within that folder. The 250 designs themselves and then the ambassador software. So let's talk about the designs first. There's 250 commercial designs included in this package, all of which can be multi-formatted and sewn out. There's also a design color chart and sewing order catalog. So if I double click the catalog folder, this is in PDF. So all I have to do is double click that. It will automatically open up onto my computer. And I can see that I have this set up to print landscape so that I will have two design sheets per page. And each page gives me all the information that I need to know in order to embroider. It tells me my design information, whether it be the thread count, the number of colors, the customer information, the colors in which it needs to sew, and then even the color sewing sequence across the bottom. So you'll need to print this catalog. It's 125 pages, so that's 2 per page, 250 designs. Once you have that printed, then we'll be able to set in any colors and sewing order for all the designs that we potentially want to embroider. Secondly, I want to go ahead and install the ambassador software. Once you've done that, you will have the icon on your desktop. You just double click that and that will start up the software program. I've already installed the software system, so we can talk a little bit about what it does. Okay. First things first, we don't have a current page set in, so we just go ahead and talk about the configuration. When you initially install the software, we can go to our user settings. We can control what language we want the menus to show up in. We're going to do English. We can put in our company name and the amount per 1,000 stitches that we charge if you're doing this, for business. We have print settings for our images, worksheets, and fonts. We have drawing information for the 3D rendering, and we also have units. So whether we want to work in millimeters or inches, we can select that. And then our embroidery setting units, whether we want points, inches, or millimeters to be for measurement. And then our units of density. Once again, absolute density, millimeters, or points. The fourth option over here is thread charts. We have all the major thread charts built into this thing. So you can scroll through here and find the threads that you like to use. We'll go ahead and select Ackerman. Then we have a default thread chart palette, which we can select as Brother, or whatever one you would like. So once we do that, we click OK. And we'll see across here we have our color palette. We have a selection for our background. Background's currently set to be gray. And then these are some potential colors for design as we import it in. Okay, so what we need to do is bring in one of our designs that is on our new purchase package. So let's click on Open. You can see in here that it supports various files. Okay, so your PESs, your ART, your SO, your Jeff, your Viking files. These are all in DST, so that's the file format that I want to select. And I want to navigate to my 250 Design CD folder. And then I can just go through here and click on my files. As long as I have my icon preview window and my design information, I can see the information before I actually open it. And we can just go ahead and scroll through here until we find the one that we want. We're going to go ahead and bring in the first one that's in our catalog, which is this dog. So let's go ahead and click OK. Brings in my design. I have a grid settings that I can turn on or off. And I can see my designs, and it's also showing me my commands. I can turn that on or off as well. First thing I need to do is reduce out the unnecessary colors. So these are all the potential colors that are in my design here on the left at the bottom. So I'm just going to right click and we'll say remove unused threads. We do that, and then the software will automatically convert it down to the 4 colors that are necessary. And commercial designs do not remember colors, so one thing I'll need to do is set in my colors if I'd like to see how it's going to look correctly. So if I go back to my printed chart that you'll have in your hand, I'll see that I have light tan, red, darker brown, and black. Those are my colors. So we'll go ahead and minimize that back. So all I need to do to change my color display, we'll click on the first color, color number 1. We'll right click and we'll say change color. And we'll select a light brown. Click OK. The second one is already red, so we'll go ahead and leave that alone. The third color, we're going to go ahead and change that to the darker brown, as my thread chart tells me to do. And then the last color was a black. Once I've done that, I can look at my design in 3D. That will give me a more realistic rendering of what it would look like as it's being embroidered. I could change my background color in this software system, so maybe I don't want a white background, maybe I want a gray background. We can do that. We can turn off our grid. We could also look at our needle penetrations. When not in 3D, that's a useful tool. So I can see every single place where it's going to penetrate the fabric. We could also zoom in with our zoom tools and see how that works. We can zoom in 1 to 1. And I also have a ruler for measuring stitches. Another function that I do have in here is my my ribbon, which is a 3D drawing tool. It works kind of like a DVD player. I just push the play button, and I can watch it actually embroider on screen before I get to my machine to look for anything that I might want to make a change to. I can do this by color if I'd like, just by clicking on my color. I can do it stitch by stitch. And I could also do it in 3D or non-3D modes. Once my design is how I want it to look, what I can do then is set it up to print my own sheet if I'd like. We can do print preview. It'll print me a sheet, tells me my design information, shows me my design itself, sewing order, colors, and various information. Last thing to do is to reformat it for whatever type of machine that you may have. And in order to do that, all I need to do is simply click on File, save a copy. I'll just save a copy to my desktop. And I can go in here and select whatever file format it is that you need for your machine. So we'll go ahead and select a Brother PES file and hit Save. Home formats do a much better job of saving the colors. So if I do go back and open that file, my newly saved version, we will need to select the correct format. You'll see that it did remember the colors that way. If you have any other questions, please feel free to let us know, and we hope you enjoy your purchase. Thank you.